Thanks for watching our webinar on Community Services Card changes and zero fees for under 14s. For further information, please refer to our full release notes available on our website at www.medtechglobal.com or through our Insight customer portal. Medtech Evolution has been updated to support the new Community Services Card funding initiative. To cater for this, we have made changes which will retrieve the latest Community Services Card information from the Ministry of Health into Medtech Evolution. Following this, we will discuss the changes that have extended the zero fees for under 13-year-olds to the under 14-year-olds. It's important to note that a retrieval happens automatically when you put a patient on the pallet. You can only have one successful retrieval for each patient per day. Outside of this, you will need to do a manual retrieve, which I will cover later in this webinar. When I put this patient on the pallet, it auto-retrieves their information, which demonstrates that they do not have a Community Services Card, as there is no CSC lettering on the pallet or within the patient profile on the left-hand side. When I put this next patient on the pallet, it auto-retrieves their information, which demonstrates that they do have a Community Services Card, as the CSC lettering displays on the patient pallet there and also in the patient profile on the left-hand side. Now we will cover two scenarios of dependents, which are youth aged from 14 to 17 years old. When I put this patient on the pallet, the auto-retrieval shows that they're a dependent of a Community Services Card holder because the CSC lettering shows in blue on the patient pallet and has the letters DEP at the end. The DEP represents that they're a dependent. This also shows on the left-hand side on the patient pallet, on the patient profile, sorry. This patient has caregivers and their Community Services Card information is held in the patient's file in the patient register. Finally, when I put this patient on the pallet here, I can see that there's no Community Services Card at all, as there's no information on the patient pallet or in the patient profile. This means that they're not a dependent of a Community Services Card holder, or we don't have their caregiver's Community Services Card information on file. This information can be added under the Community Services Card section of the patient register with the Add Caregiver button, or you can add their own Community Services Card here also. For more information on how to do this, please refer to our full release notes. If the Community Services Card lettering shows as red on the pallet, such as here, this means that the patient's Community Services Card information has not yet been retrieved. This can be due to the patient not having an NHI, as in this situation, or if there are problems with the connection. If this happens, you will need to update the patient's NHI and do a manual retrieve by selecting this icon here in the patient register. Or you can add the Community Services Card details manually. For complete instructions on how to do a manual add of a Community Services Card, please refer to the full release notes. A patient's Community Services Card entitlement is also displayed from the patient search screen. Here you can see that we've added CSC entitlement column. This reflects what will display also on the patient pallet and the colour. It also shows in the appointment book where we have added an additional column called entitlements. An important thing to note is that there have been some changes in the colour from the stat column, which now will be displayed in the entitlements column. The function of these colours haven't changed, with pink meaning that pre-enrolment is required and orange means that their enrolment is required. The only change is that this will now display in the entitlements column rather than the stat column. If you don't have the entitlement column on your screen, please go to File, Options, Staff, the staff member, open that staff member, and under the Access ribbon menu, ensure that Display Entitlements has been ticked. In some situations, you may be required to add, change, or remove the updated Community Services Card details. To do this, open the patient register and refer to the Community Services Card details down here. For full details and workflows around adding, changing, or removing Community Services Card details, please refer to our full release notes. As part of this update, the zero fees for under 13s will be extended to under 14s. This will automatically occur when the first person logs in on or after the 1st of December. To manually run this, go to Utilities, Miscellaneous, and activate GMS under 14 changes. Please note that the earliest you can run this manually is after the close of business on the 30th of November. You are not able to run this prior to that. Thanks for listening. Please remember to read our full release notes available on our website at www.medtechglobal.com or visit our Insight customer portal.